There comes a moment in life when you realize something uncomfortable, something most people never question. You have been trying to improve, trying to grow, trying to learn, but nothing seems to move fast enough. Weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and deep down there's this quiet frustration: why am I not where I want to be yet? It's not because you are lazy. It's not because you lack intelligence. It's not because success isn't meant for you. It's because you've been using the wrong approach. Today, we are not talking about working harder. We are not talking about grinding endlessly. We are talking about something far more powerful: a method. A way to take any high paying skill and compress the learning curve into just 30 days, not by rushing blindly, but by focusing deliberately. Not by doing more, but by doing what actually works, because the truth is the people who move fast in life are not special. They simply understand something others don't. Speed is a skill, and today you're going to learn it. Be honest, how many skills have you tried to learn and never finished? The lie: from the moment we were young, we were taught to believe in a certain path: go slow, be patient. Mastery takes years, and on the surface it sounds wise, responsible, safe, but here is the problem. That belief was built for a different world, a world that moved slower, a world where information was scarce, a world where access was limited. That is not the world we live in anymore. Today, knowledge is everywhere. Skills are accessible. Opportunities move fast, yet most people are still operating with outdated rules. They believe they need years before they can earn, years before they can be confident, years before they can call themselves skilled, and because of that belief, they delay action. They hesitate, they overthink, they wait, but while they wait, someone else starts, someone else experiments. Someone else improves rapidly, so the gap is not talent, it's not intelligence, it's belief, because if you believe something will take years, you will unconsciously slow yourself down. But if you understand that speed is possible, you begin to act differently, you take more risks, you focus harder. You learn faster, and everything begins to change. Most people are learning completely wrong, and it's costing them years. Most people confuse learning with consuming. They sit for hours watching videos, scrolling through lessons, collecting information, and at the end of the day, they feel productive. But nothing has changed. No real skill has been built. No real progress has been made. Because learning is not what you absorb, it's what you apply. There is a massive difference between understanding something and being able to do it. You can watch 100 tutorials on swimming, but until you step into the water, you cannot swim. The shift is simple but powerful. Stop being a consumer and become a creator. Stop asking, what else can I learn? And start asking, what can I build today? Because the moment you start creating, you start struggling. And the moment you struggle, you start growing. It won't feel comfortable, it won't feel perfect, but it will be real, and real progress always beats perfect preparation. In the next 10 minutes, you might save yourself the next 3 years. Rule number 1, if you want to move fast, you must change your ratio. Not more time, not more effort, just a different balance. Most people spend 90% of their time learning and 10% doing. And they wonder why they feel stuck. The fastest learners flip that completely. They spend a small amount of time understanding and a massive amount of time applying. Because action creates clarity, you do not need another video. You do not need another explanation. You need repetition. You need to try, fail, adjust, and try again. That is where skill is built. So imagine this: you spend 1 hour learning something new and then 5 hours applying it. Not perfectly, but consistently. At first it feels messy, confusing, frustrating, but then something shifts. Patterns start to appear, mistakes become lessons, and suddenly you're not guessing anymore, you are improving. That is the difference between knowing and becoming. Consistency is not the reason you're failing, your method is. Rule number 2. There is a time for balance and there is a time for obsession. And if you want transformation in 30 days, this is not the time for balance. This is the time to go all in, to focus deeply, to eliminate distractions, to give your energy to one thing completely. Because intensity compresses time, what most people spread across a year you can compress into a month. But only if you are willing to be fully present. That means saying no to things that do not matter. That means choosing discipline over comfort. That means showing up even when you don't feel like it. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is a sign you're moving forward. This is not forever. This is a sprint, a short, powerful, focused period that creates momentum for everything that comes after. And when those 30 days are over, you won't just have progress, you'll have proof. Proof that you can push yourself. Proof that you can grow fast. Proof that you are capable of more than you thought. Stay with me because in a moment I'll show you the exact mistake that keeps people stuck for years. Rule number 3. Every skill looks complicated from the outside. Layers of techniques, endless details, overwhelming depth. And that's where most people get lost. They try to learn everything at once, and in doing so, they master nothing. But here's the truth: every high-value skill has a core, a small set of actions that produce the majority of results. If you can identify that core, you can accelerate everything, because you stop wasting time on what does not matter. You stop chasing perfection, and you start focusing on impact. This requires clarity. It requires asking better questions. What actually moves the needle? What produces real results? What would matter if I had only 30 days? When you focus on the vital few, you create momentum. And once you have momentum, everything else becomes easier to learn, because now you're not overwhelmed. You are aligned. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do in the next 30 days. Rule number 4: feedback is not criticism. It is acceleration, but most people avoid it. They wait until their work is perfect, until they feel ready, until there is no risk of judgment. And because of that, they slow down, because they are learning in isolation. But growth does not happen in isolation. It happens in exposure. When you share your work, you create a feedback loop. You discover what works. You see what doesn't. You adjust immediately, and that adjustment is powerful because it saves time. It prevents you from repeating mistakes. It sharpens your instincts. Yes, it can feel uncomfortable. Yes, it can feel vulnerable, but that discomfort is the price of speed. The faster you expose your work, the faster you improve. And in a world where speed matters, that is your advantage. But here's where it gets interesting. Rule number 5. At some point, something deeper must change, not your schedule, not your strategy, your identity, because behavior follows belief. If you see yourself as someone trying to learn, you will act inconsistently, you will hesitate, you will doubt yourself. But if you shift your identity, everything changes. You do not say, I am learning this skill. You say, this is what I do. And when that shift happens, your actions align automatically. You show up differently. You commit more deeply. You push through resistance, because now it is not optional. It is who you are, and that is where real transformation begins, not in what you do occasionally, but in what you become consistently. This is the part most people avoid, and it's exactly why they never improve. The 30-day transformation change does not happen all at once. It unfolds day by day, step by step. At the beginning, everything feels uncertain. You question yourself. You doubt your ability. You feel behind. But then slowly you start to understand. Concepts connect. Patterns emerge. Confidence builds. By the second week, you are no longer lost. By the third week, you are improving. And by the fourth week, you are different, not perfect, but capable, not an expert, but no longer a beginner. And that shift changes everything. Because once you have experienced rapid growth, once you know it is possible again. And that knowledge becomes power. Imagine where you could be 30 days from now if you actually commit. Time will pass anyway. 30 days will come and go. The only question is, what will you do with them? You can continue as you are, stay comfortable, stay familiar, or you can commit. You can decide that the next 30 days will be different. That you will focus, that you will act, that you will push beyond what feels easy, because on the other side of that decision is a different version of you. More skilled, more confident, more capable. The opportunity is here, not someday, not later, now, so choose carefully. Because your future is being built by what you do next. Now go take the first step today, not tomorrow.